Let me be real with you from the start. There are certain things a man can say to a woman, and the second they come out of his mouth, her attraction drops. And I am not talking about being rude or mean or aggressive. I am talking about things that sound harmless to you, but to a woman it instantly flips a switch, because here is what you need to understand. Women do not just listen to what you say, we listen to what it reveals about you, your mindset, your confidence, your energy, and when a man says something that signals insecurity, neediness, or emotional pressure, we feel it instantly and we pull back. That is the stuff that kills attraction quietly, fast, and often for good. And I know no one really teaches men this. You are told to open up, to be honest, to share what is on your mind. And yes, vulnerability is powerful, but there is a difference between emotional honesty and emotional burden. When a man says certain things too soon, too often, or in the wrong way, it creates pressure. It makes her feel like you are handing her the responsibility of validating you, and trust me, once a woman feels that the attraction is not just fading, it is gone. So in this video right here on Dark Facts 2.0, I am going to tell you exactly what not to say. 7 attraction killers that seem innocent but ruin the vibe immediately. These are the phrases that make a woman second-guess everything, even if she liked you just 5 minutes ago. And I am not here to shame you. I am here to teach you as a woman who knows what really works and what absolutely does not. There is a moment that still sticks with me. I was seeing this guy casually for a few weeks. We had chemistry, the kind that just flows. He was charming, confident, fun to be around. We would go out, laugh like crazy, have amazing conversations. No pressure, just good energy. Then one night after dinner, he got quiet, and out of nowhere he asked, "So what are we?" And just like that, the mood shifted. Not because I did not like him. Not because I was not open to something more, but because that one question, that timing, revealed something I had not seen before. It was not confidence. It was not clarity. It was insecurity. He needed to know where we stood. Before the connection had fully built, before I had even decided how I felt. He was looking for reassurance, for control in a moment that was supposed to just be light, fun, and magnetic. Here is what most men do not realize. When you ask, "What are we?" too early, it puts pressure on something that is still unfolding. You are not giving her space to feel into the connection. You are asking her to define it, lock it down, and give you emotional certainty, fast. That kills the spark. Because attraction, especially in the early stages, is about freedom, about the unknown, about mystery, curiosity, discovery. When a man rushes that process with questions like, "What are we?" it tells her you are not comfortable with uncertainty. You are already emotionally over-invested, and you are more interested in locking her down than actually knowing her. It comes across as clingy, even if that is not your intention. So if you are feeling unsure about where you stand with a woman, do not ask her to define it. Pay attention to how she shows up. That will tell you everything. Her consistency, her energy, her effort. That is the answer you are looking for. When the connection is real and mutual, you will not need to ask, "What are we?" because she will be asking it, too. And here is the deeper truth. Attraction grows when you give it space to breathe. When you trust the process and focus on enjoying the moment, instead of trying to control the outcome. If you ask that question too early, you are telling her you are not leading the moment, you are depending on her to give you direction. That is never attractive. Okay, we need to clear something up, because a lot of men get this completely wrong. Saying, "I cannot live without you," might sound romantic in your head, but to a woman, it feels like emotional pressure, and not the good kind. When a man says this, what he thinks he is communicating is deep love, passion, devotion. But what a woman hears is, "My emotional stability depends on you," and that is not attractive. That is heavy. That is too much. Healthy attraction is built on two people who choose each other, not two people who need each other to survive. When a man ties his entire emotional world to a woman, it does not feel like connection. It feels like responsibility. Even if she loves you, even if she wants to be there for you, she does not want to feel like she is holding your whole sense of worth together. That is not romantic. That is exhausting. Here is what most women will never say out loud. But it is the truth. The second a man makes a woman feel like he needs her more than she needs herself, she starts to pull back. Not because she does not care, but because the energy just shifted. There is a difference between being emotionally available and being emotionally dependent. A woman can feel the line. And when you cross it even subtly, she stops seeing you as the strong, grounded man she was drawn to and starts seeing you as someone she has to manage. That is not attraction. That is imbalance. So, do not confuse vulnerability with desperation. Expressing how much someone means to you is beautiful when it is coming from a place of inner strength, not emotional emptiness. A woman wants to add to your life, not become your life. When you say things like, "I cannot live without you," what it signals is that you do not have your own foundation. And a man without his own foundation becomes a liability, not a leader. So if you really care about her, show her with presence, attention, consistency, but never make her feel like she is responsible for keeping you emotionally afloat, because a woman wants to join a strong man's life, not become the reason he can function. Let me say this in the most honest way possible. The moment you tell a woman, "She is out of your league," you are killing your own attraction. It might seem cute, humble, like you are paying her a compliment, but to her it reads like this: "I do not believe I am good enough for you. I have already put you on a pedestal. I am expecting you to see more value in me than I see in myself," and that instantly changes how she sees you. Women are not attracted to men who put themselves beneath them. Even if she likes you at first, the second you show her that you do not believe in yourself, that you see her as somehow too good for you, it creates imbalance, and women do not feel secure with imbalance. We feel the neediness under it. And attraction does not survive in the presence of neediness. We are drawn to men who own their worth, calmly, not arrogantly. You do not need to convince her you are good enough, but you do need to believe it yourself. Let me break this down simply. Telling a woman, "I will do anything to make you happy," does not make you more attractive. It actually does the opposite, because what we hear is not love, it is submission. It is not romantic, it is not sweet, it is not noble. It signals that you are ready to abandon yourself just to be accepted, and that is not something women respect. It is something we feel awkward about even if we do not say it out loud. Look, every woman wants to feel adored. We like attention, we like being cared for, but not at the cost of your self-respect. Not when it feels like you are molding yourself around us just to be enough. When you tell a woman, "I will do anything to make you happy," you are putting her on a throne she did not ask to sit on. You are saying, "You lead, I will follow." And that is not a turn-on. That is emotional submission. And here is the deeper layer. Women are wired to test boundaries. We do it unconsciously to see if you have a backbone. If you have no standards, no limits, and you are willing to bend over backwards just to keep us happy, what you are showing is weakness, not love. We might not say it out loud, but deep down, we lose respect for you. Healthy women want men who value themselves, who know their standards, who have boundaries, who know how to say no, who choose a woman because she aligns with his life, not because he is desperate to win her approval. When a man starts bending over backward trying to prove he is good enough, it does not make us feel lucky. It makes us feel uneasy. And here is the irony. When a woman feels like you will do anything for her, she does not feel special. She feels in control, and in a romantic dynamic, that imbalance kills chemistry. Women do not want to be the leader in the polarity of attraction. We want to feel chosen, but also feel the strength of a man who is grounded enough to lead. So, if you find yourself chasing too hard or offering anything just to keep her happy, pause and ask yourself, where did I lose myself in this? Because a woman can only truly love a man who has not disappeared into her. Let me tell you what happens when a man says this to a woman too early. I have never felt this way before. It sounds intense. It sounds serious. But to us, it sounds like you are already emotionally drowning, and we have not even made it past the shallow end yet. There was a guy I dated. Briefly, let us call him Jason. Our first date went well. He was thoughtful, engaging, and very into me. A little too into me. By the second date, he was holding my hands across the table and saying, "I do not know what it is, but I have never felt this kind of connection with anyone before." I remember smiling politely, but in my head I was thinking, how we have spent maybe 5 hours together? It was not that I disliked him. It was that his intensity made me feel like I was carrying his emotions before. I had even figured out my own. I felt overwhelmed, not flattered, pressured, not pursued. And I know what you are thinking. Is it not good to tell a woman how deeply you feel? Yes, but not before she has earned it. When you say, "I have never felt this," way before and you barely know her, it does not feel romantic. It feels like you have projected something onto her that is not real yet. You are emotionally sprinting and she is still walking. That gap creates friction, and not the good kind. What women want is for things to build. We want to feel that slow burn chemistry, the kind where we both realize the connection is deep, not just one person rushing to declare it. When a man declares too much too fast, it makes us suspicious, like, maybe you are not actually seeing us. Maybe you are just excited to have any kind of attention or emotional high. Later in the relationship, absolutely tell her how special the connection is. Women love emotional expression when it is grounded and earned. But early on, be careful. Let her get there with you. Let her feel it, not be told to feel it. Attraction grows in space and balance and timing. So if you are tempted to drop that line, "I have never felt this way before," ask yourself first, is it real or is it just intensity disguised as connection? Because the fastest way to scare off a woman who might have fallen for you is trying to convince her she already should have. Let me say this as clearly as I can. Telling a woman "I am nothing" without you will not make her love you more. It will make her pull away fast. Now I get it. When you say that, you probably think you are being romantic. You are trying to show how much she means to you. But from a woman's perspective, that kind of statement does not come across as love. It feels like pressure, emotional weight, neediness wrapped in a compliment. Women want to add to your life, not become your life. When you tell a woman she is your everything, what you are really doing is handing her your identity, and that is heavy. It is uncomfortable. It feels like you have made her responsible for your self-worth, your confidence, your emotional stability. That is not love. That is codependency. Women are drawn to men who have their own lives, their own purpose, their own direction, their own sense of who they are. A woman should enhance your world, not complete it. When you start treating her like she is the only reason you are okay, that is not romantic. It is emotionally exhausting. Whether she says it out loud or not, she will start to feel like she cannot breathe, like she is trapped in this emotional role she did not ask for. We want to feel chosen, not needed for survival. There is a difference. Being chosen means you want her because she fits into your already meaningful life. Being needed in an "I am nothing without you" kind of way, that is emotional dependency. It is not attractive, it is not healthy and long-term, it is not sustainable. Because here is the truth. If you are nothing without her, she cannot ever fully relax with you. She cannot trust that you will stand strong when life hits hard. She will start to question your strength, your identity, and eventually the relationship. So do not make her your oxygen. Do not put her on a pedestal so high that she starts to feel like your emotional lifeline instead of your partner. Be a man who has a full life. A man who is grounded with or without a relationship. A man who says, "I value you deeply, but I know who I am with or without you." That is power. That is attraction. That is the man who does not need a woman to complete him. But when he chooses one, she knows it is real. Let me be brutally honest with you. The moment a man tries to be liked more than he tries to be respected, he loses his edge and women can feel it. There is something that happens when a guy starts adjusting everything about himself just to please a woman. He does not even realize he is doing it at first. Maybe he lets things slide that bother him. Maybe he hides his real opinions. Maybe he starts agreeing with everything she says just to avoid friction, all because deep down he is afraid that being fully himself might turn her off. But here is the truth from a woman who has seen this over and over again. When you start trying to be what you think she wants, she stops wanting you. It is not because women are cruel. It is because when a man gives up his backbone in exchange for approval, we cannot feel his strength anymore. And if we cannot feel your strength, we cannot trust you. And if we cannot trust you, we will not desire you. It is really that simple. We do not need you to be perfect. We do not need you to be some macho alpha guy. But we do need to know that you are solid, that you are confident in who you are, that if we test you, and yes, sometimes we will, you will not fold just to keep the peace. Here is what most men do not realize. When you are overly focused on being liked, you stop being real. And the second we feel like you are faking confidence, hiding your opinions, or playing a role to win us over, we are out. Maybe not physically, not right away, but emotionally, we detach. Being chosen by a woman feels good. I get that. But when your whole identity is built around being chosen, you become passive, needy, and soft in all the wrong ways. Women are not drawn to men who chase approval. We are drawn to men who are secure with or without it. So here is your wake-up call. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into her world. Start showing up fully in your own. Do not try to be liked. Be respected. Be real. Be decisive. Stand in your truth. Because when a man does that, we do not just like him. We admire him, we trust him, and yes, we want him because he is not trying to earn us. He is letting us choose him for exactly who he is, and that is what makes a woman want to stay.